wait. See if anybody joins us. Is anybody gonna join us? There's one viewer who is there. It hasn't told me, and then they're gone. Gonna talk about things as soon as we get some people to talk to. Stuff and things. Things and stuff. As soon as we get people to talk to. And Jade. So, it is Sunday. Sunday. I see people watch. This like shows a view and then they're gone. A view and they're gone. So if you're like tuning in and watching and whatever, just say hello in the chat. Say hi.
Hi.
Hey, hi, hello there.
Hi.
We want to talk about church, joy, and some other stuff. Whatever, we'll see where it goes. See where it goes. Is anybody there? I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people. I'll figure it's later. Maybe somebody would hop on. Talk about stuff. Just say hello in the chat. There's Mayfair, Teasley. So we're want to talk about church, joy, and some other stuff. Just whatever comes up, you know. We didn't have church tonight because, you know, Mother's Day. So people can spend time with their family. Hey, Christina. And I guess what I really wanted to talk about is maybe church hurt. I guess is kind of church hurt. Maybe you've been hurt by church before. People in the church, whatever. Talk about joy. Do you struggle with feelings of joy in the church? When you go, do you feel joy? Do you feel the excitement? Do you feel the desire to be there? My mind's been rolling with this for the past few days. Where's the excitement? Where's the joy? You know, where's the, I don't even know, the zeal, maybe? Zeal is a good word. You know, when you go to church, you I guess you could say before you go to church, do you feel that excitement leading up to church? You know, are you excited about Sunday morning or Wednesday night or whatever? Do you feel excited to be there, to get up and go? Or do you go to bed on Saturday night and you're like excited for Sunday? Or are you just kind of like, oh, I got to go do this thing? You know, don't be ashamed or embarrassed. No judgment here. I'm not going to judge you. Let me get my chair situated. I'm not going to judge you or anything. It's just, you know, just leaving the sites right over in the comments, you know, if you've ever experienced that. We're all people, right? We're all people. I'm you know, nothing special. You know, sometimes you may experience that where you feel like that attitude on Saturday night or maybe Wednesday when you get off work, if you go to church on Wednesday, you know, it's like, oh man, I got to get up and go in the morning. And your mind may go to that place where there's something else you'd rather go do. I mean, let's be honest. Let's be open. I'm all about transparency. Are you going to stand here the entire time?
Yeah.
But the only reason why you're standing here is because you're looking at yourself, aren't you? Yeah, see, she's looking at herself. Anyway, I was just thinking, you know, I want to have a conversation. You know, I want some people to interact with me and talk about it. I'm not asking this question to judge or to say you're wrong. I'm asking the question because I really want to know. I want to know what you experienced, is there something that that's happened to make you feel that way? Or is there something that maybe somebody's hurt you, maybe somebody's crossed you wrong in church, and where you just kind of like, do I really want to go? I know the struggle's there. And like I said, I'm not here to judge. I'm not here to shame you. I'm here to have a conversation because I've experienced that. I mean, let's go for transparency here. As a pastor, as someone who has to get up and go on Sunday mornings to preach and to pray and to and all that stuff and do the things that pastors do and I have experienced that, where you go to bed on Saturday night and you're like, oh, I gotta go in the morning. I've struggled with that at times. So let's be open. Let's be honest. I don't think there's anything wrong with that, because things in life happen. They do, and things, especially with church, where you get in there with a whole bunch of other people. You get in there with a bunch of people that experience life and they have problems, and sometimes those things they kind of get in the way. They kind of affect your relationships and how you talk to people, interact with people, and sometimes things come out that maybe are influenced by. Maybe they're influenced by those things in life that you carry in, but we've all been there. We've all experienced that. At times that can we, kind of, man, I really got to go. So don't be ashamed of it. Don't be embarrassed, because we've all been there. What my question is what I've been trying to process is how to fix it. How to get over that slump, how to get the joy back, how to get the excitement back, how to get that whole thing of I'm excited about going, I'm excited about being there, and stuff, and I'm just being open and honest here. It's are we going because we feel obligated? Are we going because it's a habit? Are we going because it's something we're supposed to do? I mean, what's our reason for being there? I guess I'm thinking all this out, in my own head. And my words may come back to bite me later. I don't know. I honestly don't know. I don't think there's anything wrong with transparency. I don't think there's anything wrong with being honest. I think we hide too much. Especially in the church. I think we hide entirely too much. We are to bear one another's burdens. We are to bear one another in love. That's what Colossians says. Colossians 3 says we are to bear one another in love. And is it Galatians that says, to bear each other's burdens or one another's burdens? I'm terrible with references. Here I am, a preacher. I'm terrible with references. But anyway, and we tend to hide. We tend to pack this stuff away instead of leaning on people, instead of praying for each other. We take sometimes that there are those that take what they hear when somebody really opens up and tries to pour out their heart and say, I'm really struggling with this, I'm really and judgment comes, and condemnation comes, and because there's people that they take, some people will take anything and they'll grasp onto it, and they'll use it as ammunition against you to tear you down, and that's not the Christian way. It shouldn't be like that in the church. There should be no judgment. There should be no ridicule, because we're all people. We're all going through life, and we need each other. I mean, we're the body of Christ. We need each other. It's like every organ in this body needs the other one to function normally and well, and to keep the body going. And we in the church, we're many members of one body, and we all need each other to function and to work and to do. Instead, sometimes we have some organs attacking others. We have some organs that are, I know that sounds bad, but we do. It's to use this analogy. We do. We have some organs that are ready to to rip out and to tear up others in the body of Christ. And then when you have people that maybe are not strong Christians, they're not mature Christians, or you have guests or visitors, and they come in and they can sense this stuff. I don't know what it is, but they sense, there's always something, if there's something underlying there, it's like there's something not right here. So they don't feel that love maybe, or they don't feel the ease or the peace or whatever. And then there's some churches that have issues that are underlying, and nobody knows, nobody notices, but those in the church do. I don't know. It's been bothering me. It's been bothering me lately. How to get that joy back? How to get if you lose that and lose that excitement. Where are we with that? How do we get it? I was reading an article. It was on crossway.org. It says one of the things it says that we lose our joy when we use religious duty to impress others. Are we there just for looks? Are we there, do we feel like we have to go just because we have to hold a certain status or level? This is I have to be seen here. That's not right. It's not right. You should, your hospitality, your joy, your love, everything you should show in church should be genuine. No, it's not there for status. Cultural Christianity is like, it's gone. It is over. There's people are not Christians anymore because they feel like that's the right thing to do. If that can be the case, really. They don't choose church. When I say cultural Christianity, I'm not talking about true Christians. There are some Christians, I guess, that you could say that came in through cultural Christianity that really found Christ and really encountered Him, and He changed their lives. But there are some that, and I still hold to that truth to this day, and I know it's a truth that there are many sitting in the church pews that will never make it to heaven because they think they really know Christ. They think they really know Jesus. When as Lisa shared a thing with me earlier, it was like a meme, a graphic, whatever you want to call it. That said, people are not. Let me find it. I don't want to say it wrong, but I thought it was really good. It really spoke into what I've been thinking about. Lukewarm people don't really want to be saved from their sin. They want only to be saved from the penalty of sin. Did you get that? They don't want to be saved from their sin. They don't want to give up the sin. They don't want to, get away from those things. They turn to Christ. No, they only want to be saved from the penalty. They only want to be saved from hell. And it's sad because they're missing out on so much. Man, they're missing out on so much. But that's another thing is we tend to let, I think we tend to let things crowd out or cloud out those blessings, those joys of following Jesus. I think we do that sometimes. I think we let worry, stress, I think we let pain, struggles. I guess I could, go on and on with that list. I think we do let the negative things crowd out the blessings of being a follower. Maybe we do. Maybe that's what steals our joy. Maybe that's what takes the excitement away. I don't know. I guess I'm just kind of thinking this through, as I'm rambling. Another reason says we lose our joy when we use religious duty to control sin. Um, let's see. I don't know. I really don't know. But y'all aren't being very conversational tonight. I guess this is just some things. I do this on occasion. I'll get an idea or get a thought or whatever, and I'll mull it around or whatever. And sometimes it's good just to talk it out, I guess. And it looks better if I talk to the screen, to the camera, than if I talk to myself, because then people will think I'm crazy. If I talk to a camera, it's different. I don't know. Just we gotta have that excitement. We gotta, Saturday night we gotta go to bed with the excitement of Sunday morning. Well, I'm just, I what do you think?
It says
Huh?
like this.
Well, I see.
Like this way.
You can't. You can't ride that horse. Go tell Logan I got the horses in the back.
No, not do that.
Hey, Scotty, I don't know. I just got this stuff rolling through my head. I've been struggling myself here lately, and God doesn't want this. He wants his children to desire to be in a house of worship. He wants his children to desire. He wants them to want to, and it's just where do we go wrong when we allow other things to steal that joy? Where do we go wrong when things, and that's just it. It steals the joy. I mean, sometimes I think we hand it over. I wouldn't even say that it's theft all the time. I think we hand it over sometimes. I think we give it. I think we give the joy to whatever it is, and gosh, that's a sobering reality. That joy and excitement we should have. Do we give that when especially if we're going through a trial or a struggle? Do we give that joy and that excitement up? Do we give the desire to be with other believers and to be in God's house? Do we give that up willingly? When we allow trials and we allow struggles and we allow hurt and pain and everything else to get in the way, do we really do that? Do we give it? Maybe it's like half and half. Maybe sometimes it's stolen and sometimes it's given. I don't know. Maybe it could go either way. But we shouldn't. We shouldn't allow it to be stolen, taken. And I know that's hard to say because sometimes it happens and we don't necessarily realize that it's happened until after the fact, because of course if it's being stolen, then we wouldn't know it until it's gone. But that's where our defenses come in, and that comes, I think, through a strong relationship or a strong walk with Christ, and that's where we need prayer and Bible study and all that stuff, and to help, I guess, strengthen, fortify. There's a good word, to help fortify our hearts and our lives to keep that joy, to keep that excitement for God from being stolen. But we also got to be strengthened in order to keep it, to keep us from giving it away, and giving it up. I don't know. Restore to me the joy of your salvation and make me willing to obey you. Well, I mean, see, that's a Psalm of David, right? That's a Psalm of David. And that's what I'm saying is we want to act as Christians. We want to act like we don't struggle, and we want to act like we don't have trials and all, but yet we do. I mean, even the Bible says there's nothing new under the sun, but yet we act like our struggles it's not experienced by anybody else. We act like our walk with God is supposed to be, perfect, and if it's not perfect, then we can't let anybody know. We can't let anybody know that we stumbled or we were tempted. I mean, I promise, why? We are to bear one another's burdens in love. We are to bear one another's burdens in love. That is just. Do we miss some of this stuff? It's like we want to pick things out of the Bible that only speak to what we want. Only speak to what we think is right. But even David. He was a man after God's own heart, and he struggled. Restore to me the joy of your salvation and make me willing to obey you. That is awesome. I'm glad you shared that. I appreciate that, Scotty. That I needed that. I think that's the best thing we can do. Is seek God. Seek God whenever we're having these struggles. That's a good one. I'm gonna have to write that one down. But we we've got to be strengthened. We've got to be fortified in order to keep it from being stolen. But yet we have to be strong enough and unwilling to give it away. So I don't know. I know I keep saying I don't know. I guess I just feel like I'm at a loss at some of this. But I just don't understand why people won't talk about this stuff. Why do we want to put up such a facade? Why do we want to put up such a front? Why do we want to wear a mask? Why? What good is it doing us if we wear a mask? What good is it doing us if when somebody asks, are you okay? How you doing? Well, I think go as far as when we're asked in church, is there any prayer requests? And we sit there and we act like everything's fine, when every hand really should be raised, because we're not all fine. We're all struggling with something. But we're so embarrassed, we're so ashamed, and we won't go to the altar because what if somebody thinks, if somebody thinks that if I'm going to the altar, they're going to think that there's something wrong in my life, and I must not be a good Christian, and I must be doing something. It must be something. They're worried about the judgment of others instead of worried about the judgment of God when they need to have their faces planted at the altar. There are some people in churches all across this country that act like they are allergic to the altar. Well, I can't go there. I mean, I don't know. That's just I'm just dumbfounded sometimes. What is wrong what is wrong with Christians, Western Christians. Let's put it that way. Western Christians. I'm not even gonna say it's Christians in other countries. You know, as Westernized Christians. Maybe just Christians here. I would say Western Christians, not just North America, not just United States. Maybe Canada. Maybe like Australia. Those in Westernized countries. Because we see in places like Sri Lanka that there somebody went in and attacked the church on Easter, persecuted. I bet they're not afraid to go to the altar. Oh, excuse me. Churches in China, people just they don't even have access to Bibles like we do. And the church is growing exponentially over there. People are hungry for where they're meeting in houses just to have church. They're not worried about a church with a steeple on top of it. They're not worried about a church with so many Sunday school rooms and a fellowship hall. They're meeting secretly in somebody's living room. They're excited to go. Where did we lose it? Instead, we let other people run us down and run us off. Maybe we tear down others in the church, thinking that that they're better, different. I don't know what you want to call it. Thinking maybe it's power, maybe it's judgment. I don't know. I don't know what it is. But why do we let people take our joy away? Why do we let trials take our joy and excitement away? I don't know. This is just it's like running me crazy. It's running me crazy. This whole idea, this whole thing of what. On Saturday night, I should be pumped and excited to go. And there are times I'm not. So if it's happening to me at times, it's happening with people in the church. And I'm not necessarily saying just the church I pastor. It's churches all across, this country. There's churches all across Jackson County, Harrison County, Hines, Rankin, whatever. The state. There's churches everywhere. People, why do we allow these things to get in the way? I guess the question is, why do I allow them to get in my way? Why have I allowed some things to interfere the way they have? A good question. Sometimes, the only power that other people have is, and really and truly, I would say, the only power that other people have is what we give to them, right? It's all in what we give to them. It's not just people, it's things. I don't mean like things as an inanimate object, like I got a fan right here. I'm talking about things as in struggles and trials and worries and stress and work and judgment. That kind of stuff, those kind of things. Do we let people, we let our worries over? See, for instance, I'm going to use this as an example. For instance, I have a tattoo right there. when I came to this church to be interviewed or whatever, I was worried about that tattoo. I just knew in my mind that one tattoo was gonna mess the whole thing up. I just knew it. It was somebody, I just knew somebody was gonna say something that was gonna disqualify me. Whatever else. Don't worry, I've done plenty more that should give people reason to disqualify me. But I let that kind of the worry, even though nobody said anything, even though nothing come of it, I let the worry of it kind of interfere. It's things like that, stuff we don't know, stuff we really don't know. We got to have joy. We got to have that excitement. We got to give it all back give it to God. We got to ask Him to take these things away. Instead of sitting and allowing things to get in the way. Because we're just hurting ourselves, is all. When we let people or things, when we let worry, stress, whatever, when we let those things get in the way of us enjoying church or even just going to church, man, we're denying ourselves a lot. Because sometimes it's not even just for the preaching, I wouldn't say. It's just for, sometimes it's just being there with other people. Good people. Not the critics or the naysayers. I'm talking about the people who really love God and are really there for worship. It's plugging in with those people that sometimes can really help. We just several people. There's been quite a few people coming in and out. Nobody's saying anything. Y'all talk to me. This is supposed to be a conversation, and I've done all the rambling. Oh me. So if you're still here, tell me. So if nobody's still here watching, I'm gonna call this one and done. I got some things rolled through, talked out, I guess. And it's just, like I said, I just need to talk it out sometimes. That's a good place to do it. May come back and bite me, like I said, just because I'm being transparent and honest. That's what usually happens. Somebody sees something on Facebook. Next thing I know, I'm having a conversation. Social media and the church. That is a whole nother conversation. We'll have that another time. Huh? Logan's back there on the couch. Well, that's the thing, Scotty, is nobody wants to hear what needs to be said. It doesn't matter where you are or what you do. And I'm pretty sure there's quite a few people that have tuned into this and you caught bits and pieces of it or whatever, and they and whatever in their life, they're going through something and they need to say something, but they're scared to say it, or they feel like they can't say it, or something. There's something that gets in the way. I guess that's like joy in church. Scotty says, hey. He waved. He can't see you. It's not pointed that way. Hang on, he's gonna get. What?
I said I know I pointed this way because I saw myself sit down.
It's not that far over. There, I can see an arm now and a leg. I hope you saw it, Scotty. Man, anyway, that's. He's hiding over there. I know y'all saw the chair back there moving. Were you rocking the chair with your foot?
Yes.
Yeah. It looked like nobody was over there and the chair was just moving.
Yeah, I was rocking my foot.
Yeah, I could edit that and say that it was a ghost. Ooh.
I was rocking my foot.
I don't know. I've been rambling for over 30 minutes now. That's it. Jesus, others, and self. Yourself, wouldn't it be? Joy, Jesus, others, yourself, in that order. Huh? I'm gonna cook in just a minute. I got some hamburger patties. I know we're running late cooking, but it's all right. It's all good. That's right. Yourself last. Others, that's right. You just put self. You didn't put yourself, so you messed up the acronym completely. Just mess it up. Man, I miss hanging around you. I remember we had some great Wednesday nights, didn't we? We get to sit around Wednesday night. Lisa kick her shoes off. We tried to figure out who was putting the toenail on the floor. I think it was Logan. I really think it was Logan. I really do. He says it wasn't him. It ain't the first time he's lied.
No.
I really think it was Logan.
No, I can tell you for a fact that was not me.
Having some popcorn. Somebody gave us one of the No, I think it was you.
It was not me.
Over the church, one of the church members donated a popcorn machine, a big popcorn maker thing. I mean, everything was huge. It was one of the big, looked like commercial deals. Anyway, the guy that brought it, he was like, that's 220. You know, they had the big old plug on the end of it. And the only 220 plug I had where we were going to use it was the stove plug. And I was going to have to put one in. So I thought, well, he wasn't sure if it worked or not. So I said, I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna put another plug on it. I can plug it in. Anyway, it turned out it was 110. It wasn't 220. I ended up burning up the motor and I don't know. I know it ruined the fan motor on the top, but I don't know about the rest of it. But I know that it. So we wasn't even gonna fool with it after that because it's already gone. It would cost. We could have bought a new one for what it would have cost to fix it. But yeah, that was sickening to me. Knowing that the thing was ruined, it was hours at work, and it killed it. Yeah, the toenail. Good times. And Scotty did a bunch of laughing faces and said the toenail. It was Logan, I'm telling you.
Not me.
It was Logan.
I always had my
Toenails.
toenails cut short, so it was not me.
Joy and excitement. Zeal. I was looking up passages. And of course it sends me to Revelation. You know, talking about zeal. It's like, getting that zeal back. And it took me to Revelation in chapter 3, talking about the church of Laodicea. I know your works. You are neither hot nor cold. Would that you were either hot or cold, because you are lukewarm and neither hot nor cold, I will spit you out of my mouth. For you say, I am rich, I have prospered, I need nothing, not realizing that you are wretched, pitiable, poor, blinded, naked. I counsel you to buy from me gold refined by fire, so that you may be rich, and white garments, so that you may clothe yourself, and the shame of your nakedness may not be seen, and salve to anoint your eyes, so that you may see. Those whom I love I reprove and discipline. So be zealous and repent. Have excitement for something, and turn away from your sins, is what it's saying. Find the joy in it. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. You know, that's we should just that alone right there. And I'm actually talking about thinking about praying, seriously praying about this, as I've never preached from Revelation before. I'm seriously praying over preaching this next Sunday. But that right there, I mean, those whom I love, I reprove and discipline. So be zealous and repent. Behold, I stand at the door and knock. If anyone hears my voice and opens the door, I will come in to him and eat with him, and he with me. We have that, to sit down and eat with somebody was a sign of acceptance. Be zealous and repent, because he's standing at the door. That knock on the door should bring excitement. It should bring joy. It should bring, oh, I can't wait. That's the kind of thing, should run to the door and open it. Yank it open, and embrace the God who is standing at the door. Just to know that he's coming in to sit with you, to eat with you. All because he loves you. Excuse me. Good. I'm going to get preachy on that if I ain't careful. It finishes out the chapter. The one who conquers, I will grant him to sit with me on my throne, as I also conquered and sat down with my Father on his throne. He who has an ear, let him hear what the Spirit says to the churches. The one who conquers, the only conquering that we can do is through Christ, and that's when we let him in, when we open the door, when he knocks. Be zealous and repent. Oh, that's good stuff. That's good stuff. I am seriously praying on preaching that this Sunday morning. It's coming next Sunday, not today's over with. Anyway, I've rambled on for 42 minutes now. If you take anything away from this, don't let anything steal your joy and excitement going to church, joining with other believers. We should be ready to go in and sing those songs and hear the word preached, to fellowship and to talk and to hug and to plug in. We should be excited to do that. Don't let anyone steal that joy, that excitement. And definitely don't give it away. Don't give your joy away. Don't give it over to trials and struggles. Don't give it over to worry and stress. Don't give it over to your job. Don't give it over to just assumptions. Just don't give it to anyone. It belongs with Christ. That's where it belongs. Gotta have that joy. Saturday nights you should be excited to get up and go to church. And I'm speaking this just as much for myself, because that's the whole point I even started this conversation now almost 44 minutes ago, is to have that joy back. And I got to tell myself, don't let anyone steal it. And definitely don't give it away. Because life will do that. Life is looking for an opportunity to take that joy away. When we get up on Sunday mornings, we should be up and ready and excited to go. Just some, I guess, food for thought. Just some food for thought, I reckon. Anyway, I'm going to wrap this up. It's almost 45 minutes now. I've got the little counter thing over in the corner. Can't believe now y'all see what people go through when at church. I can't keep it within that 20 to 30 minute range. I don't know what it is. Anyway, I pray you mothers out there, I pray you've had a happy Mother's Day. And I pray that your church service this morning, if you went, or tonight, whatever, was a blessing. I pray it blessed your soul, that you encountered God today. And I pray you do that tomorrow. Just because it's Monday doesn't mean that you won't encounter God. Doesn't mean that when you get up in the morning that He ain't there. Because if you know Him, if you are saved by the blood of Christ, He walks with you everywhere, even on Mondays, even before that first cup of coffee. But anyway, have a blessed Sunday night, and so I pray you have a blessed Monday too.